Good afternoon. It is Thursday. The week is trudging along, and it's been a good week. It's been beautiful weather, and overall, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see, what's the temp? What we got in northern New Jersey? It's about 71 degrees and sunny, and we almost to the weekend. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be on Indisputable, so catch me on Indisputable tomorrow afternoon, and I got to get together what it is exactly that we're going to talk about for this upcoming week's mental health episode. The one we did on Monday night went really well. We talked about deinstitutionalization and we kind of did an introduction. And there's so much to cover with that whole era and that whole topic in terms of mental state hospitals and things along those lines. So we're definitely going to continue to come back to that as it makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of work and figure out what we're gonna move to next. But we got Jenny Jupiter. How you doing? How you doing? It's good to have you here. Distracted Gardener, what's going on? But yeah, no, it's a nice warm day, warm but cool day here in northern New Jersey. Teddy, hello. Annie, Monk without a cause, Libby, Queen Fritza, what's going on? Yeah, after we get this stream done, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time outside basking in the sun. I'm gonna get my feet in the dirt, in the grass, and then I'm getting a workout in. Got a little bit of other work to do. We got Mike Boy, what's going on? Mr. Luke, Cyborg Dragon, what's popping? What's going on with you? But yeah, so I'm sure that we might as well go ahead and start with the main title. I'm sure that y'all saw G Money was popping. How you doing? Good to have you here. But I'm sure that y'all saw, kind of some of the responses that Nikki Haley got for signing these bombs. I mean, me personally, like, I can't really imagine ever signing bombs, especially if you know it's going to get back to people. Um, Even before you get back to the reputational damage, it's just kind of like a not kind of. It's just a sick thing to do. Like these bombs are gonna take people's lives, like finish them. Um, it just clearly demonstrates that you do not value these people whatsoever. And again, it really doesn't matter who the bombs are for. It's just like what like it was just bad. It was a bad move. Finish them. Everybody's checking it out. I don't really get it. And before this, obviously she said she wasn't gonna bend the knee to Trump, but she did anyway. She did it anyway. And now she does this. Okay, so here's what some of the people are saying. The Council on American Islamic Relations released a lengthy statement denouncing Haley over the message. It says, "Only a genocidal anti-Palestinian racist could sign finish them on the same type of artillery shells that the Israeli government has used to slaughter innocent Palestinians for months, including dozens of women and children burned to death in the horrific May 26th attack," it wrote, referring to the death of dozens of Palestinian civilians over a fire Palestinian authorities allege was started by an Israeli strike. Nikki Haley's grotesque display of support for Israel's genocide follows her previous call for Palestinian refugees to be ethnically cleansed from their land and forced into neighboring countries. By championing U.S. complicity in Israel's genocide of Palestinians following a tour of illegal Israeli settlements, Haley marks herself as a shameless advocate for occupation and genocide. Yeah, I think this was just an incredibly I thought this was just an incredibly avoidable thing. Obviously, it's sick, deranged, it's ridiculous, but why do it at all? Like how I don't know. How could your PR spidey senses not tingle for this? But whatever. This is from Jank. OG Big Papa Jank. Nikki Haley signed a bomb in Israel that'll be dropped on Palestinians. She wrote, "Finish them," while mainstream media denounces Trump. They celebrate this genocidal lunatic since she's neocon. As long as you're for the establishment, you can be as vicious and crazy as you like. pretty much. Because I mean, like when you stop, when you get out of the realm of the like democracy, upholding democracy, Democrats, outside of that, it's like, well, everything else goes. Nothing else really matters. I think it's pretty evident and clear that the Biden administration didn't necessarily think Netanyahu was going to go as hard as he is. But more importantly, Joe Biden is thoroughly corrupted um, by Israeli government money, by APAC money. So even though he may be like, oh damn, this is causing me problems, that's as deep as he seems to be looking at it. He's not looking at it as a situation that he can stand up and do something about. Um, because he's taken so much of APAC money. I don't know what.
Israel needs to tune out the noise and finish the job. We know that they have to go into Rafah. I know they have to go into Rafah because that's so much where the Hamas movement still is. For them not to go into Rafah is to leave the terrorists still in power. I also know that a lot of the aid that is going into Gaza is feeding Hamas, fueling Hamas, they're using it, and the Palestinians really aren't getting much of it. But this goes back to the fact that if the Palestinians want a better life, they need to get rid of Hamas. They need to change leadership. They need to understand that they are in this situation because of the leaders around them.
Well, again, you can just endlessly move that goalpost. Hamas is in a set of ideas. At the end of the day, it's a set of ideas. It's an ideology. It's a way of looking at things. It's a point of view. So, like, Hamas equals Palestinians. You can just continuously kick that can down the road. But no, I mean, there's not much else to say about it other than just really visiting and pointing out that I mean, hey, this is a broader reflection too, though, of the United States complacency in what's happening. Um, Hold on, we got John Cusack. What did he? I got this pulled up. What did John Cusack have to say? Aaron, what's going on? Thank you so much for 8 months of membership. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for all your support, belief. Thank you for the good times. And thank you for just being an amazing person. You live a cool ass life. Thank you, everybody, for everything that you. Oh, and we got Mike Boy, my brother, with the 8 months of membership. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all, man. Things are coming along. I'm having a good time. And now we in spring. We almost to summertime. Let's finish the year off strong. Even though we got a million things going on, let's go ahead and keep on coming up together. Thank you so much for everything that y'all do. All right, so let's see what's up with this. I just want to see what did John Cusack. Okay, just I mean, th- I think pretty much most people had their reaction. And again, like no matter what side you stand on, it's pretty extremist to sign a bomb and have yourself filmed doing it. Like, you could have kept that shit to yourself. Kind of like the same thing that happens with what's the name with Alito with the flag. Um uh, Other than extreme negligence, what's the point of announcing to the world what you think about that, especially in Alito's generation? Like, in the younger generations, it's just how everybody lives. People put everything online, but as if Alito wouldn't know. Again, unless it was complete and utter negligence, why do something like that? But this is America, so of course. Hold on. What we got? We got Trump losing it. My man's is he's upset. He's upset. Let's see. Trump loses it on Fox News host for anti-MAGA interview with his lawyer. Bad day for Shannon. What happened? Former President Donald Trump tore into Fox News host Shannon Bream on Wednesday after Bream pushed back on claims made by Trump's lawyer Alina Habba. Beam challenged Haba during an interview on Wednesday after the Trump lawyers suggested President Joe Biden was behind Trump's hush money trial in New York. Quote, the Biden administration is not responsible for this trial, Bream pointed out. It's a state trial. It's Alvin Bragg. Whether you think there's a political motive for him, it's not connected to the DOJ. I mean, the feds passed on these election charges. Yeah, Trump wasn't having that. I never knew Shannon Bream was so naive. Okay, he said, I never knew Shannon Bream was so naive. And then he said, in her interview with Representative Alina Habba, Shannon just suggested that crooked Joe Biden was not involved in my show trial. How stupid. And then he said, not only is he involved, he is virtually leading it in all of the other trials as well. Oh, nah, we hold on. I just got a little notification on my computer. But we can wait for that. We can wait for that. Just take a look at the DOJ, White House, thugs involved, and everything else. Biden is incompetent and feels that weaponization is the only way he can win. He's counting on the Shannon Breams of the world to go get him there. Bad day for Shannon. I again, I'm telling y'all, if Donald Trump wins in November, all we gotta do. Oh, we got Teddy. Hold on, we got Monk with the Monk without a cause. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I truly appreciate that. I appreciate all of y'all, man. We rolling. But yeah, no, all we got to do if Trump ends up winning is distract him by trolling him online because he can't help himself but to respond to everything. And all she did was say that this is a trial that was brought by Alvin Bragg and not Joe Biden. But I guess that's a line too far for Trump. You can't say shit like that. Donald Trump has completely gutted the Republican Party to the point that they're like just absolutely nothing without him. They're absolutely nothing without him. All right, so where we at now? What we moving on to now? In Supreme Court NRA ruling, justices issue unanimous decision in favor of gun group. Regulators argued insurers might face legal exposure for doing business with a gun group during an era of mass shootings. All right, let's see what's up. The National Rifle Association will get another chance to punish New York regulators who discourage insurers and bankers from doing business with the gun advocacy group. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously today. The NRA sued the New York Department of Financial Services, arguing regulators had coerced insurers against promoting policies by gun rights groups. But regulators, led by former Superintendent Maria Vuyo, argued they were simply pointing out insurers might face legal exposure for doing business with a gun group during an era of mass shootings and major lawsuits, and the NRA had no business peddling insurance. A U.S. district court threw out most of the NRA's case, but allowed a First Amendment fight over whether Vuyo was simply voicing an opinion, as allowed under the First Amendment, or coercing businesses she regulated, which is not allowed. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals found the claim of coercion not plausible and dismissed the case entirely. But the Supreme Court on Thursday overturned the appeals court decision and allowed the NRA's case to continue. Quote, ultimately, the critical takeaway is that the First Amendment prohibits government officials from wielding their power selectively to punish or suppress speech, directly or, as alleged here, through private intermediaries. Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote in the decision. The NRA called the decision a stinging rebuke to the state's blacklisting campaign. Quote, this victory is a win for the NRA in the fight to protect freedom because it's so difficult to get weapons. What was we were talking about? I can't remember what it was we were talking about yesterday with that guy. Let's see. What the Republican's name was, but they were mad at him because he voted to raise the age for purchasing assault rifles from 18 to 21. I can't remember who we were talking about though. How did New York regulate the NRA? The NRA began marketing insurance policies in April of 2017 called Carry Guard to cover legal expenses from using a firearm in self defense. Carry Guard policies were administered by insurance broker Lockton and underwritten by insurers Chubb and Lloyds of London. But the NRA wasn't licensed to peddle insurance in New York, and the Department of Financial Services began investigating in October of 2017. Okay, well then that seems like a just pretty normal case that would have came up. If you don't have a license to do something in the state, then you're probably going to get challenged for it. But it appears that they can continue to do so because of the Supreme Court ruling today. By February 2018, after a horrific school shooting in Parkland, Florida, Vuyo began meeting with insurance executives who did business with the NRA. What was said is disputed, but Lloyd's of London decided to stop underwriting firearm related policies that month. In short, she made it no secret that her purpose was to penalize an advocacy group because she opposed its political views. Well, I mean, honestly, I can in terms of how this case went, this just seems like because she was in a government position, she doesn't really have the bounds to make these types of moves, which this doesn't seem to have anything to do with like purchasing firearms or people's ability to purchase firearms. This seems to just be a case about Maria Vuyo, who was taking these actions while she was in a government position. Because Sonia Sotomayor voted in favor of it too, so it wasn't like it was a completely imbalanced decision. Yeah, see, the NRI argued regulators went too far in discouraging insurers from doing business with the group. That seems like a pretty standard case because, again, this doesn't have anything to do with purchasing weapons. This is kind of similar to what's that? The act to where is it where like if you work for any agency of the government, you're not supposed to, like advertise your opinions or stances on stuff. Uh, what we got? Hold on, let's see. Some type of bird flu thing, some type of bird flu message that I got. Okay, now we got John Fetterman. Senator John Fetterman dramatically whips off Harvard hood at Yeshiva University commencement. Profoundly disappointed. Okay, let's see.
Disappointed the way Harvard's inability to. I have been profoundly disappointed the way Harvard's inability to stand up for the Jewish community. And for me personally, I do not fundamentally believe that it's right for me to wear this today.
He ran as a progressive, and then as soon as he got in office, he was like, "Fuck all this bullshit." He was like, "Fuck all this." He was like, "Fuck all this progressive bullshit." He said he was profoundly disappointed in Harvard's lack of support for the Jewish community. The Pennsylvania Democrat expressed his disapproval of the Ivy League school during his commencement address at the private Orthodox Jewish University, which bestowed on him its quote Hero of Israel award, the institution's highest honor. Quote, I have been profoundly disappointed in Harvard's inability to stand up for the Jewish community after October 7th. Fetterman, 54, told the new grads at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens. Fetterman wore a bracelet. Okay. I don't know. Fetterman, like he just kind of he seems to have like this vendetta Like he's kind of like mean. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it was the stroke. I don't know what happened, but he just kind of seems like he likes poking at people who are like disappointed in him. But yeah, apparently he's not happy. He's not satisfied with that. But yeah, no, he my man, he said skirt. He said, fuck all this progressive bullshit. I ain't with it. All right, so we got we got a water bottle recall. What's going on with this? Why they recalling the water bottles? Summer is unofficially here, and if there's one thing you can guarantee everyone will be doing, it's staying hydrated. While the uptick of tumblers has many shoppers in a frenzy and ditching one-use plastic water bottles for a consistent on-the-go option, if you're one who still grabs a bottle of water while out or stocks your fridge with them, you'll want to take note of the newest recall to be announced. It includes a super popular water brand that everyone loves, according to a May 23rd notice posted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. 1.9 million bottles of Fiji natural artesian water has been recalled, citing this as a class 3 recall, meaning that exposure to this item, quote, is not likely to cause adverse health consequences. The voluntary recall serves as an update to a March 4th recall issued by Fiji's parent company, Natural Waters of Viti Limited. The FDA reveals the recall is issued due to a manganese and other bacteria being discovered in some water samples. While the additional 3 bacteria types were not specified, those who may have the water in their possession were, with Washington being one of the states that received the water directly. All other states that could possibly be affected would have received their water through online ordering via Amazon. So we got manganese and a couple other bacterias, and they recalled it. This is why you need organizations like the FDA, the EPA. When they're working properly, they do stuff like this because stuff like this happens. This is what the government is supposed to do. Oh, my man's got the Stanley. He got the Stanley Cup. All right, let's see. While a spokesperson from the brand notes that 99% of all those affected water bottles were reclaimed, if you're still worried that you could possibly have any in your possession, dates that the 24 pack of waters were sold between February 1st and March 3rd. So then everything after that is good. Manganese is an essential trace element that is naturally present in many foods and available in a dietary supplement. If consumed in large quantities, the mineral can be dangerous. But while this recall may not cause any serious health problems, it's always good to stay up to date on any threats that your food and beverages could potentially deliver. So, yes, if you drink Fiji water, what was that? February 1st through March 3rd. Those are the water bottles that are potentially impacted. But yeah, no, again, this is what the government's for. This is what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to keep people safe, make sure that our water is clean, our food's clean and safe to eat. And then whenever something happens, because it's not like, oh, people are like, whoa, I want to poison everybody. Sometimes shit happens and you got to be on top of it. So good thing. Now, hold on. I got an article pulled up about something I was pretty surprised about in terms of rattlesnakes and just how widespread they really are. Not like like it's a problem, like it's an invasive species type of thing, but they're everywhere. I did not know this. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and check this out right now because this is just interesting. It's kind of interesting. These U.S. states don't have rattlesnakes. Now I'm thinking it's gonna be like a relatively big list. But then again, since they wrote the article about it, I was like, well, maybe they're more widespread than I thought. And oh yes, they are. So we got the rattlesnakes. Everybody's familiar with it. They get to rattling their tail to let you know danger is near. I see you. I'm letting you know that I see you. Go the other way. It's a nice warning system. I'll bite you. I don't want to bite you, but I will. All right, so we got these are the different types of rattlesnakes right here. We don't need to go over everything. I just thought that this was kind of interesting when we get down to where they actually don't live. It's just kind of cool. The timber rattlesnake. So they say 36 recognized species. The timber rattlesnake. They're more lethargic and sluggish, so maybe they live where it's cooler. I don't know. The western diamondback rattlesnake. The desert wander. The eastern diamondback rattlesnake. The pygmy rattlesnake. Ridge-nosed. Band rock rattlesnake. The sidewinder. Oh yeah, you can barely see that thing right there. Hiding, just waiting to get something, waiting to get for some prey to sneak by, a mouse to run by so he can get it. The Mojave rattlesnake. Oh yeah. Eastern Massasauga rattlesnake. The prairie rattlesnake. Now, we about to get into the states that don't have them, which is pretty interesting. Hawaii, Alaska, Rhode Island, and Maine. Oh, it's interesting that like they're not in Rhode Island or Maine. Like, did they used to be there? Why aren't they there now? You know what I mean? Like, but it's like I get why they're not on Hawaii because Hawaii is like an extremely isolated island, super far away from everything. Alaska, I guess well, it's super cold, so I guess I could get that. Rhode Island, in Maine, I don't know. Maybe Maine's too cold. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Maine is too cold. Maybe Rhode Island. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's like because all the surrounding states around Rhode Island, they got rattlesnakes, but not that. But that was pretty surprising to me because I grew up in Missouri. At least to my knowledge, I'd never seen a rattlesnake. I always assumed that rattlesnakes were more of like, like desert creatures. Like you would only find them like down south, southwest type of thing, but apparently they are everywhere. It's illegal to own snakes as pets in Hawaii. Damn, you can get a $200,000 penalty. My guess is because they don't want them to get wild and destroy the ecosystem or something. Alaska, that makes sense. It's just so damn cold. Rhode Island, because no rattlesnake has been found since 1970. Okay, so there used to be rattlesnakes there. No rattlesnakes since the 1900s at some point. So they were everywhere. But no, I just thought that was kind of interesting. A little something new. But no, I guess if they're not in Rhode Island and Maine, probably just habitat stuff. Maine is way up there, but I don't know. Something new. Okay, so hold on, I got something about a Big Mac. No, we don't need to go over that. Some about we got areola in the building. Oh yeah, Aaron, you out southwest too. Snakes running around, running around. I well, if it's a poisonous snake, then yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not afraid of poisonous snakes. Of course I am, but I don't mind snakes as much. I'm not like I don't really like bugs, like wasps and hornets and shit like that. Nah, man, fuck all that shit. If it's some wasps, I will run. I don't care. I do not care. I will run the fuck away from a wasp or a hornet. Okay. No, we don't need to go over this. All right, what's up with Rudy Giuliani? Apparently, he can't stop spending money that he doesn't have because we've been seeing all these stories back to back to back about him being broke and him running out of money and all of that. So, where we at? Bankrupt Rudy Giuliani can't stop spending at egregious levels. Let's see what's up. Why can't he stop spending his money? Yeah, see, not see, yeah, I'm glad we got some similarities here. Bugs, snakes, nah, we gotta respect them. We gotta respect them. Okay. A bankrupt Rudy Giuliani is so deep in the red that his creditors have described his lavish lifestyle as gross mismanagement. Court documents filed Tuesday by unsecured creditors for the disbarred attorney indicate that Giuliani was blowing off other financial responsibilities, such as paying back his lawyers, accountants, or ex-wife while racking up more debt even after filing for bankruptcy last year. Quote, more than 5 months ago, the debtor commenced his bankruptcy case, reads the legal notice. One might ask what he has accomplished during that time. An objective review leads to one conclusion. He has accomplished almost nothing. According to the notice, Giuliani has continued his exorbitant spending to fuel his extravagant lifestyle that included dishing out more than $26,000 for 60 Amazon transactions. What the hell were you getting from Amazon? As well as charges for entertainment such as Netflix, Prime Video, Kindle, Audible, Paramount Plus, and Apple services and products, and numerous Uber rides. He was getting everybody platinum subscriptions. Whatever was the best shit that they had to offer, he was getting it. Give me the whole goddamn just give me the whole plate. He ordered everything. My man's went to the buffet and couldn't stop. $26,000 on 60 Amazon transactions. All right, we got um the creditor slammed Giuliani's egregious spending habits, noting that while making practically zero progress in the debt-induced legal process, he has repeatedly filed inaccurate financial disclosures, even after being told to correct the wrong information, and has delayed the sale of his multi-million dollar properties around the country. After months of empty promises, Giuliani filed an application to retain a broker on his New York City apartment, for which he paid $21,000 in fees during April alone. Still, he has made no movement on listing his Palm Beach condominium, despite such property not being an exempt asset. So, what is he just like basically sitting around and kicking it and chilling and not doing anything? Or just, I don't know, like, is he what is he doing? Is he planning on ending it all or something? Like they gonna throw this dude in prison. That is how the debtor spent the last 5 months in his bankruptcy case, filing false and misleading financial reports, delaying the inevitable monetization of his assets, ignoring this court's orders, trying to retain professionals, and attempting to relitigate the Freeman judgment. The notice continued, referring to the $148 million that Giuliani was ordered to cough up for defaming a pair of Georgia election workers during the Stop the Steal initiative. The telling filing is just the latest in a long series of legal woes Giuliani has suffered since he risked it all to allegedly help Trump steal the 2020 presidential election. In September, Giuliani faced a suit from his former legal representation, who accused him of failing to pay to pay his bill and allegedly only dishing out $214,000 of nearly $1.6 million in legal expenses after he claimed he was stiffed by Trump to the tune of millions of dollars. Ain't nobody paying nobody. Ain't nobody paying nobody. Trump didn't pay him. He ain't paying nobody. That's just how they go. That's just how they get down. You know what I mean? That resulted in an embarrassing show in which Giuliani had no other option but to beg Trump for help settling his seven-figure legal fees. Giuliani is also one of 19 co-defendants in the Georgia election interference case, which has been indefinitely postponed, and was named in April in an Arizona indictment charging another slew of Republican officials and Trump allies for their alleged involvement in a scheme to overturn the state's 2020 presidential election results. Rudy Giuliani owes money, and he can't stop owing more money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess he's just so used to living that way. I don't know. Okay. Now, this is interesting right here. This is pretty interesting. Rudy Patootie, exactly. Right, exactly. Exactly. Or maybe it is, who knows? A major nicotine company went through New Yorkers' thrown out vapes and found that 99% were illegally imported from China. They got that market on lock. Nearly every vape that New Yorkers use, then thrown out, is an illegally imported flavored vape from China, according to a study commissioned by Altria, the second largest tobacco company in the US. WSPM, the market intelligence company Altria contracted to complete the study, analyzed empty vape products discarded in 100 different locations across New York City's boroughs. Between February 1st and March 21st of this year, collectors found 2,000 discarded vape packages. Of these vapes, 99% were imported from China and 99% were flavored disposables, which New York banned in 2020 for their appeal to children and young adults. The study underscores the extent to which Chinese vape companies have flouted regulations and dominated the nation's $7 billion vaping market, David Sutton, a spokesperson for Altria, said. Vape brands, quote, cited as most popular with kids have flooded New York, Sutton wrote in a statement. We strongly support greater enforcement efforts in New York to get these illicit products out of the market. Off the market could have worked too, either one. While a spokesperson for New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who thinks that black kids have never seen computers before, she was like, black people don't know what the word computer is. Like, damn. Computers been out for a while now. They ain't that new. Additionally, I don't know where we at. Kathy Hochul said they'll take the issue seriously, and they said that there's been a decline in usage. Additionally, last weekend, the New York City Sheriff Office and the NYPD tackled a major distributor with millions of dollars worth of illegal vape products. A spokesperson for New York City Mayor Eric Adams said, "Man, that the market's always open, but you're gonna get caught, man. Like you can't. I mean, it's just like the feds just got shit on lock. They just do. You're only going to get away with stuff for so long unless you don't live in the country, and even then they might get you. But if you unless you live out of the country, like you're going to go down much sooner than later, especially if you start making real money. Then they like, oh no, you're not going to make all this money and not pay taxes. There's one thing that you're not going to do. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing that the US government will not let you get away with unless you're super wealthy, of course, is not paying your taxes. But you can't get rich and not pay your taxes underground. No, 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 no. They ain't having that. The U.S. Federal Food and Drug Administration has authorized the marketing of only 23 tobacco flavored e cigarette products and devices. Altria's Enjoy vapes have made this coveted group. However, the FDA authorized products are deeply unpopular. They don't want the FDA authorized versions, they want the street versions, they want the strength, making up just 2.4% of 2023's vape sales. Oh damn. They barely made any sales in the pool when it comes down to it. Right, exactly. Be successful, but not too successful. You know what I'm saying? You got to have an exit strategy. That's why I said drug dealing is for young people because the young people who don't have a ton of bills to pay. Because the older you get, the more bills you got to pay. And in order to make more money selling drugs, you got to sell more drugs. And that's how you go down. So you gotta have a way out. Or if you're gonna do it, just don't make too much money. An FDA spokesperson would not answer specific questions about its enforcement. However, they said the agency is taking action against those across the supply chain. Yo, 99% all coming from China. Like they got the market on lock. They got the market on lock. Okay, I'm just skimming through it a little bit. Last December, the FDA announced the first seizure of iMiracle products, obtaining and destroying $18 million worth of flavored vapes. However, the company has repeatedly dodged customs by changing the name of its Elf bar, importing products worth hundreds of millions of dollars. A different kind of illicit Chinese vape bar, an air bar, dominated the New York City study. 50% of the vapes found in Big Apple trash cans were air bar products, including flavors such as pink lemonade and raz ice. Blue Raz Ice. That's a smooth, slick ass name. We got B Cat K in the building. What's going on? Hey. Right, Altria, they want that money. They like, hold on now, hold on now. Wait a minute. All right. Yes, indeed. Hold up. We got the memberships. Hold on. Who gave out the memberships now? Lady fucking T, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships and welcome aboard to the Hero Squad, everybody who is a member. Thank you so much for everything. I appreciate all of y'all, man. It's a good day. It's a good Thursday. I'm gonna give me some time outside when I go out here. When I'm done with this show, rather. I'm gonna give me some time outside, sit in the sun, get my feet in the grass, and then I got more work to do after I get a workout in. But no, that's pretty crazy. 99% of everything that they found. So I say, man, you can't really ban stuff that people want. I mean, you can, but there's always a way around it. And like, I mean, they got a black market in North Korea. North Korea is one of the most tightly restricted countries on the planet, and they still got a black market there. You're always going to have a black market because you're always going to have corruption. There's always going to be people who be like, "Hey, man, you barely make any money. How about you take this $10,000 and look the other way?" There's going to be somebody eventually who's going to be like, "Okay, I'll take this $10,000. I could use this." Yeah, I mean that's how it works. You feel me? It's like they'll find somebody, they'll find a crack in the shield. Why don't you take this $50,000 to just let us go ahead and come through the border? All right, brother, go ahead because I got some stuff to pay for. That's how it works. That's how it goes down. Uh, you said North Korea poop balloons. All right, now where we at now? Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go through a list. We're gonna go through a list. 31 picks that basically encapsulate what it's like to live in America in 2024. Let's go ahead and roll it. Let me go ahead and take a let me go ahead and take a swig. And we'll dive into what it's like to live in America in 2024. Here in America, we appreciate our teachers. Oh, do we? Of course, that's sarcasm. What my school gave its teachers for Teacher Appreciation Week: bubble wrap and some Starburst. we split we split one pack of Starburst with each teacher. We gotta split it between yourselves, so that we can promote love and cooperation. Sharing is caring. Oh, and here's some bubble wrap because kids are annoying and frustrating sometimes. You might need some bubble wrap to get through the day. You might need something to squeeze on while the kids are screaming and not listening to you. What a lovely way to show you that you're appreciated. Here's some Starburst and some bubble wrap and a nice letter. Oh, and again, it says stress relief too, so that's exactly what it's for. Ah, this is hilarious. America has so many ingenious solutions to our problems. Could kids solve the labor shortage? Well, they did it one time. At one time, kids did solve the labor shortage. So we may have to throw them back into the gallows. Throw them into the factory. God damn it! You got to start them young. What do they say about millennials and Gen Z? They say we're entitled. We don't want to work for nothing. We got to make sure that our kids don't suffer from the same type of entitlement woke virus. We got to beat the woke virus out of the children and make them work. Go to the factory, you little shit. All right, what's number 3? Health insurance is always reasonable and reliable here. Oh, yep, indeed. Yep, if there's one thing that America is known for, it's our incredible health insurance system. All right, so let's read it. This probably isn't funny at all, but we got to laugh to not cry. We've reviewed your request. An experienced healthcare professional has reviewed the request for care that you or your doctor recently sent us. One of you motherfuckers sent it to us. I don't know. We checked it out though. We looked at it. All right, now we got your request is important and personal to you and to us. Our decisions affect you. Because of that, our review included more than clinical guidelines and scientific data alone. Information about your health and your health plan were a part of it too. Results of the review. Our review showed that the care you've requested is not medically necessary. We can't approve your request because your plan doesn't cover doesn't cover care that is not medically necessary. Ah, yes. Well, is it? Will you die without this? No, you won't die immediately. Well, then it's not medically necessary. I guess that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, I can't really feel this my limb anymore. I haven't been able to feel my hand for the last. Be like, well, do you need it to live? Well, not technically. I can survive without it. Well, then fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of my face with this bullshit. Stop being a pussy. This is for my kids appendectomy. Ah, yes, of course. We just let the child live in terrible pain and agony because he'll survive. Live with it. Oh, that's not funny, but it is. We have cute little nursery rhymes here for kids about hiding from gunmen at school. Ah, yeah, of course. Indeed. We didn't have that when I was a kid, but now we do. I'm only 32 years old, so I wasn't a kid that long ago. But now we've graduated. We do things differently now. Lock down, lock down, lock down, lock the door. Shut the lights off, say no more. Go behind the desk and hide. Wait until it's safe inside. Lock down, it's all done. Now it's time to have some fun. God, that's cryptic. That is, oh, but that is like an example, a real example of how nursery rhymes were created, like, London bridges falling down, and then whatever that ring around the rosies about everybody being sick and dropping dead. And this is a nursery rhyme about how to potentially survive being shot at by a maniac with a assault rifle. Oh, man. Only in America. Cop came in and left their gun in the bathroom at my job. The cop came in and was shopping, went to the restroom, and then left. I'm the manager on duty, and I get a call asking me to go to the bathroom and check if there was a gun left. It was sitting on the baby changer, and I work at a kid-oriented store. Yep. Yep, just guns laying around. Welcome to America, where everything, even a fortune cookie, is an ad. Play poker, win Bitcoin. You will take a chance. It will pay off. Oh, really? Oh, really? You're going to take a chance. It's going to pay off. It's definitely going to pay off after you lose. Number 7. And you can get evicted for being 15 minutes behind on rent, which means, of course, a ton of new charges. Yeah, it depends on what state you live in. It depends on what state you live in, but a lot of states have protections because things happen, like you can't just kick people out immediately, but it depends on where you at. It depends. Don't you just love our medical system? Okay, what's going on here? Talk about predatory behavior. I owed $0 and was somehow charged interest on $0. Am now sent to collections over a magical $5 accrued out of nowhere. What that is definitely the epitome of our health insurance system right there. Well, it's free, but there's interest on the zero because that's how math works. You can get something out of zero. I'm not a mathematician, but as last I checked, that's not how that goes. There's really nothing like American school lunches. Oh, good. It looks like a dehydrated finger. The hot dog. Oh God. Yeah, that's no. That looks like a hot dog that was left in the refrigerator for years. That literally looks like it was left in the fridge for years. And like a refrigerator that had nothing else in it whatsoever. Like this is the fridge that these motherfuckers had in the school basement. And like they went down there and before they threw it out, they were like, oh shit, there's a hot dog in there. And then they gave it to one of the kids. This is exactly what kind of hot dog this is. A fucking in the basement ass in the storage for 6 years with nothing else next to it. Just paid $300 for this textbook and peeled off a sticker to reveal it shouldn't have been sold. This textbook is provided to you as courtesy and is for instructors' use only. Selling this book. Okay, what does it say? This textbook is provided to you as a courtesy and is for the instructor use only. Selling this book or otherwise putting it back into the marketplace is not authorized by the publisher and contributes to higher textbook prices. Go ahead and sell it anyway. We're gonna make that money. We gonna make that money. uh right, that zombie ass hot dog. That hot dog has been sitting somewhere for years, just rotting away. Nothing was even eating it. This translation seems pretty on point. Damn, the benches were fucking up the budget that much? That's crazy. Hi, Jeremy. Benches were removed from stations to prevent the homeless from sleeping on them. Of course, of course. No, but that's literally why they do stuff like that. We have inconvenienced you and made the station more inaccessible to the pregnant, disabled, and elderly. But you must understand that you must understand that lets us inflict further misery on people without homes. That's a good point. It's not just people sleeping on the benches who may have nowhere to sleep. It's also people who are pregnant or disabled or elderly. This bright blue, green, and orange water gun needs a warning because that's where we're at right now in America. May be mistaken for a real firearm by law enforcement officers. Nah, that really is a parody of where we at. Like, bro, everybody has guns. I mean, like, people just got guns everywhere. Welcome to paying tuition in America. Verify payment. Tuition account balance $3,977. The non-refundable convenience fee $89. Damn. People used to be able to pay their way through school only a handful of decades ago. Not too many decades ago. People could pay their way through school. All right. Imagine rear-ending this car. 1776, We the People, another 1776, Ultra Mega, something with a gun. I Can Breathe. Of course, we got I Can Breathe. I don't know what else we got. We got My Kid. What? My Kid. I don't know what that says. I can't read the rest of it. But it's clearly they ready to go. I don't know what this is, but it looks like there's somebody shoot your local professional Democrat. Ah, yes, it says shoot your local. No, no, no. This says shoot your local pedophile Democrat. That's what it says. It says, shoot your local pedophile Democrat. Give blood, tease my shepherd. Okay, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what else it's saying. Where the customer pays for the restaurant staff's health insurance because the company refuses to. Health insurance for staff, 456. Wow, that's amazing. And restaurants passive aggressively remind you to tip because they won't pay their servers enough. Did you know our servers survive on your tipping kindness? If you don't get, we not gonna pay our servers. You got to do that shit. You got to do that. But don't worry, everyone tips. Plus, we definitely have separation of church and state, and everyone's free to practice the religion they want. I'm already Christian. 99% of my area is Christian, but I'm also minimum wage. What are these fake dollar bills? I don't know what this is. The fake, oh, it's a fake $1 million bill. The fake $1 million bill reads, the $1 million question. Will you go to heaven or will you die? Imagine getting tipped. Imagine getting tipped in a $1 million bill that says the $1 million question. Will you go to heaven when you die? Have you lied, stolen, used God's name in vain, or lusted, which Jesus said was adultery? Matthew 5:28. Just for reference. If so, God sees you as a liar, thief, blasphemer, and adulterer at heart. If you die in your sins, you will end up in a terrible place called hell. But there's good news. Though we broke God's law, Jesus paid the fine by dying on the cross. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16. Then Jesus rose from the dead and was seen by hundreds. It's no fairy tale, in parentheses. He fulfilled all the prophecies of the promised Savior. Please today repent and trust Jesus, and God will forgive you and grant you the gift of eternal life. Ephesians 2, verses 8 and 9. Then, to show your gratitude, read the Bible daily and obey it. Join a Christian church and be baptized. This is what they got tipped with. They just trying to finish their shifts so that they can go home and pay their bills and do whatever else it is that they need to do. Here's a $1 million bill. uh that's funny. That's hilarious. Here's the pandemic in the US in one photo. Yes, absolutely. This is absolutely it. They got tipped in $1 million bill that said you going to hell. This is funny as hell. And boomers in one photo sat behind first class on a flight out of the richest country, the richest county in America, and every screen was on Fox News. Yes, indeed. America, where you can get fired for missing a work pajama party because you have to take your sick pet to the vet for an emergency. Hello, I have a bit of a vet emergency drop off tomorrow morning at 7:30. I will be attending the pajama party, but I need to desperately drop my cat off as he's having a flare up with his condition. This is the earliest I can drop him off. This is a mandatory meeting at 7:30. Can you drop him after? No. Basically, that's what they said. No. Can you call me? Is there any way you can take him now? They said, fuck your personal life. You got to be here at 7:30. Work is always so reasonable about family and friends events too. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Absolutely 100%. Dad's friend, who has seen me grow up, let his employer know that he needed one day off to come to my graduation ceremony after 5 years. And this is the text he got. Sorry, dude. Blank cannot come Saturday. He now has to work and he can't call in sick or will be fired. Damn sorry. Damn. Here, you're part of a family, no matter where you work. Question 38. You get 2.5 points if you answer this correctly. 2.5, not one, not two, 2.5. All right, where are we at now? What is your primary responsibility when you acquire a new job? The incorrect answer that they chose is to earn enough money to pay your bills, but the correct reason is to help the business operate and make a profit. Well, I guess technically that's true. That is your responsibility at the job. I guess that's right. No, 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 no. You're misunderstanding the whole point. You're not quite understanding how this works. All right. But hey, at least workers can sit while they work. No, the chair is not lost. It has been removed and will not be put back unless someone has an injury and can't stand for a long period of time. No, you lazy sons of bitches, you can't sit down ever during your 8-hour shift. And yeah, you want to go home after an 8-hour shift? You fucking pansy. Go the extra mile, stay for 12 hours without extra pay. Be a man. Everything is so convenient in America too. Like, we would never put cheap products in little cages to deter thieves. Breaking news. Okay, whatever. I don't care about that. Anti-theft gates on laundry stuff and chocolate. To be a woman in America. Got charged $9,000 for doctor to tell me it was just period cramps. And after going to another doctor, it was a ruptured ovarian cyst. Yeah, that's yeah, stuff like that can often happen with all types of conditions. Doctors be like, "Oh, nothing's wrong," or "This is wrong," and then they're not right at all, and they often just won't listen to you unless you're rich. Here, you can get a convenient subscription to everything, including life's essentials like cold water, the refill app, $2 a month. Yep, paying for water and shopping in the morning, like early shopping hours. Shopping before 10 a.m. is an exclusive plus perk. Would you like to upgrade for 36.65? You cannot shop here early if you don't pay extra money. Uh, we totally have free speech in America. Attempted, threatened, caused. I can't really read this right now. And we can definitely protest. This is a final warning. Warning. This demonstration is not authorized and is in clear violation of the Mall of America policies. All participants must leave Mall of America property immediately, which includes leaving MOA interior roadways and parking ramps. Those who fail to leave the property immediately will be subject to arrest. Number 30, we got two more. We raise our kids with kindness and grace here. Uncoachable kids become unemployable adults. Let your kids get used to someone being tough on them. It's life. That's. I mean, I don't really think they needed to put this in here. I mean, this is probably just some sport, like some sports thing. I get that. And finally, this is America in one photo: a gun store and a daycare center sharing the same building. Of course, gun shop, daycare center, right there. Because you never know, man. This was pretty cool. This was a pretty interesting way for us to finish today's stream. I had a couple of other things, but I think I'll save those for another day. Tomorrow, catch me on Indisputable at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know if I want to be on there with Dr. Ritchie or if I'm going to be on there with Shan Reed. I'm not sure yet, but catch me tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the gifted memberships today. Thank you for everybody who celebrated another month of membership, and thank you for your support. It really means a lot, and I'm going to continue to do my best. So, catch me tomorrow on Indisputable. Y'all have a good rest of the day.